Back to local news live. Hundreds of thousands of signatures are due today if an amendment preserving access to abortion care in Ohio's Constitution will make it on the November ballot. WTVG's Josh Croup joins me now. Josh, how many signatures were actually collected?
Nicole, hi, good to be with you. 710,000 signatures collected and turned in today to the Ohio Secretary of State's office. They were delivered in multiple U-Haul trucks this morning. Now, 710,000 is above the 414,000 that was needed. What's going to happen now is the Secretary of State is going to send all of those signatures back to local counties where they were collected. All 88 counties submitted signatures over the course of the last 12 weeks. The boards of elections now need to make sure that those signatures are legitimate and that they are all valid. If that ends up happening, then we'll get on the ballot in November, but this isn't necessarily the final hurdle that these groups have to clear, but it is a significant one.
And speaking of hurdles here, how are groups on the other side reacting to all of this?
A lot of statements have come out from pro-life groups on this Wednesday morning saying that this is an extreme amendment, that it's anti-parents. They have already spent a lot of money campaigning against this amendment that, again, isn't officially on the ballot yet in November, but it sure looks like we're heading that way. So they say that they're going to continue to lobby against this and, again, called this an extreme amendment, but they're confident that they'll be able to shoot it down in November.
Now, before we even get to November, can you explain how a separate election in August could be the key as to whether this amendment passes?
In August, we're going to see what's been labeled as a proxy vote almost for this fight over abortion access. As it stands right now, this is going to need 50% at least to pass in November. What we're going to decide in August is if that threshold should be elevated to 60%. Ohioans are going to vote in August at a special election on a constitutional amendment that would increase the threshold from a simple majority to that 60% majority. A separate issue that is also going to see a lot of funding and a lot of campaigning toward, and it comes 1 year after Republicans in the state voted to get rid of August elections. So this is an effort by Republicans in Ohio to make it harder for abortion and other issues like it to pass at the ballot box. And we'll see where the goalposts are going to be essentially, Nicole, in August for that November election.
And Josh, lastly, before I let you go, you were speaking of other issues. With this specific amendment, does it contain anything else aside from just abortion care?
Abortion care is primarily what this amendment is all about. The groups on the anti-choice end of this say that this is going to have a domino effect right after it would potentially pass. But the abortion groups who are pushing for it say it's very straightforward, it's very simple, it's going to allow abortions. Right now in Ohio, abortions are legal up to 22 weeks. There's a heartbeat law that would ban it after 6 weeks that is currently on hold in the courts. The groups who are pushing for this say their amendment is simple. You could read it. It's not very long and would legalize abortion access and protect abortion access. On the other side of this, there's a little bit of miscommunication and misinformation about what the amendment would actually do, something that we're going to be sorting out here over the course of the next few weeks and months as the campaigning for this surely ramps up.
WTVG's Josh Croup, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Always good to be here.
You are watching Local News Live. We'll be right back.